All right, so we are live. My name is Austin, and I'm here with
Trevor
of Check Two Studios. So, this is our first episode where we're going to go over some of our commercial work, and it's kind of funny because I made a couple of tutorials on this channel, and then I had like 3, and then
you abandoned your subscribers.
No, that's not true. What happened was we got busy with work. And then I looked back and we had, not a million subscribers, but we had subscribers. And I said,
that's
whoa.
true. Every day I'm checking it and saying, these people they're waiting to hear from you, Austin.
It's true. So here we are. Thank you for your patience. And we love you, each and every one of you.
Things are going to get more exciting. So make sure you tell your friends.
All right. So let's just jump into it. We're going to go over this piece that we shot. We were contracted by... what would you call it, Trevor?
It's a foster care agency, local foster care agency here in Brevard.
Right. So basically, people don't have kids. They want kids. They get kids.
Or they want more kids. They may have kids.
That's true.
A lot of them already had kids.
Maybe
not their kids.
I think you're right. Okay. So, I think it's about a minute long. Let's just play the piece so they can see what we're talking about. And then we'll go shot by shot and kind of talk about, what we did for them. So let me get rid of this here. Voila. Pull the curtain back. See, you didn't know I had that ready.
Wow.
So let's just check it out. We'll start this right here.
It's only a minute.
On any given day in Florida, there are approximately 10,000 children in foster care. In Brevard County alone, there are around 250 children who have been removed from their families due to abuse, neglect, or abandonment, and are currently living in foster homes. Children in our community desperately need your help. They need a safe, loving, temporary place to call home while their family situation is stabilized. Brevard Family Partnership's mission is to protect children, strengthen families, and change lives by providing child abuse prevention, foster care, adoption, independent living, and outreach services to the children and families of Brevard. You can be the difference in a child's life. We need more individuals willing to open their hearts and homes by becoming foster parents. To learn more about how you can help the children in our community, contact Brevard Family Partnership at 321-752-4650 or visit www.brevardfp.org for additional information.
So what you did is you just went online and you got a bunch of stock footage, right?
We ordered a voiceover.
Just a bunch of stock footage.
We took their money. We bought stock footage for pennies on the dollar. No, we didn't.
If we had $1 for every time someone came to us and told us you ordered this and you just got stock footage, how much money would we have?
All right, stop it, because people are going to start believing that that's what we did. We shot all of this.
This was all shot in Brevard County by us.
It was. A couple of people thought it was stock footage when they saw it.
But then they recognized people in there. They're like, wait a second, I know that guy.
Because we use local.
We use local talent.
So, yeah. So, let's go ahead and let me get their number off the screen before people on YouTube start calling these people, trying to get them some kids.
They see that. They said, man, I saw this ad. It's amazing. Now I want some kids.
I'm going to get some kids. So I haven't watched this in about a month, and I thought it was terrible when I made it. But after some time has passed, I watched it. It's pretty good.
It's pretty good. It's real good.
I think it's pretty good. So do you want to go over kind of what we did?
Yeah.
So like we said, we kept it to a minute. And it's broken up into little shorter vignettes, shorter stories. So this is the first one. So it's a couple of guys in a garage. It's a father and son.
That's right.
It's an actual father and son, by the way. So the chemistry was real.
That's right. Before you go into kind of how you shot it, talk about constructing the scene. There was a little bit more than just setting up the lights and blocking. What did you do?
So yeah, we didn't just go into a garage and expect to be able to get a good look. We actually built this birdhouse because we couldn't find what we wanted. This can of glue right here. It's just a paint can, an empty paint can I bought, and I took a Sharpie out and I went through the highly technical process of writing the word glue.
Glue, Glue.
I didn't want Gorilla Glue. I didn't want Super Glue.
Wasn't gonna do it.
I didn't want Elmer's glue.
Just glue.
I wanted run-of-the-mill garden variety glue. So what I did, I wrote glue on there, and you see here, I found this cool little paintbrush here. It looked kind of old fashioned, kind of like it looked like something a grandpa would have.
It's true. It's old timey. It's family values.
Yeah,
it just really drives it home.
It looked like something a grandpa would have, and I said, I've got to have that. And it was honest, that was the most expensive. My buddy Mike was with me when I bought it, and he told me not to buy it because it was $11.
How dare you? Who do you think you are? This isn't some big budget Hollywood film.
What I want to hear in the comments, is this worth, when you watch this, do you think that was $11 well spent? Did you even notice it?
Does it sell it?
So anyway, before this, maybe what we'll do is on this one, we'll show the behind the scenes first and then deconstruct the scene. Maybe on the next one, we'll do it the other way around and see if we can't deconstruct it and then look at the behind the scenes and see if we were correct. So I'm going to pull the behind the scenes up from this garage. I'll pull this one up first. This one kind of just shows the equipment we use, which I think we want to go over.
Yeah, this is pretty affordable as production equipment goes. Sony, it's not consumer stuff, but it is professional grade, and it's really about controlling the light. So tell us how you did that, Austin.
But didn't our buddy Colin tell you that he didn't like Sony cameras because they were consumer electronics?
They're consumer, yeah. Sony only makes consumer electronics, according to our buddy.
So here's our consumer electronic Sony A7S II. And you see we have a small HD monitor on there. I mostly like to use that because I can use the false color and for focus assist. It's true focus assist on that monitor, whereas like the focus, it's true focus peaking. Whereas with the Sony, it's got that red outline. It's just focus. They call it focus peaking, but it's really a focus assist.
Right. And those monitors, that is, besides battery life and occasionally overheating, the screen on those Sonys is brutal.
I can barely use this camera without the monitor. Looking through the EVF, it's a little bit better. But once you start using a monitor, it's so difficult.
Yeah, even a small one like that.
You just think every shot is out of focus. So, so this is what we do. We got a couple of aperture panels here and a couple other lights. I'm going to move on to another behind the scenes photos that kind of shows the full scene. Let's see what I can find here. I just got a big folder here. This is the one right here. I'm going to pull up. Which kind of shows the final arrangement of the lighting.
Mm-hmm. Nice wide.
So as you can see, we've got our key coming in from the right. We've got some negative fill here just kind of tossed up there. We didn't have like a floppy or 4x4 floppy, so we just used some black sheet for some negative fill because this garage door is very reflective. And while we wanted this nice fill on our actors here, or this nice key light, we wanted to keep the background as many stops below as we could. And then over here, we've got a kicker up top here on a C-stand. So you see it's a Bolton 55 watt Fresnel. And we've got that gelled, so we kind of get, it's kind of a mixed color situation, but it gives them that nice look like a garage is going to have it. And also we motivated it by this practical over here, which is also kind of yellow. So it kind of makes sense that it's a mixed color. So we have this practical, this drill press has a work light on it. And I moved that drill press up there just so that I could have that texture. When I go back to the
tungsten light.
Yeah, when I go back to the main shot here in a minute, you'll see exactly what I was going for. So then we just kind of have a bounce over here. So we have another 55 watt Fresnel here. We had a cookie on there, so you see some cardboard right here. We had made a cookie because we were trying to just create texture back there. And I think that we did that, and we realized it wasn't working, and that's when I moved the drill press up there. But we also had kind of it hitting the background for a little extra texture. I think this toolbox was kind of reflective, and I was getting some cool glare off of that. And then we've got Tavion here holding another bounce, just to kind of round everything out. So now that you've seen what goes into this, we'll go back to the this shot. And that's what it looked like right there. And so just reviewing, you see the practical from the drill press back here. Which gives us the license, I'm going to say, to use a mixed color and kind of use the kicker as a yellow. Mm-hmm. So almost like it's coming from back there somewhere. So it makes sense in the scene. So you see there's a little bit of reflection in the stainless steel tool chest here. And we're going for a 1-2 ratio as best we can. So you see skin tones over on this side of the face, probably around 65, 70 IRE. Over here, closer to 50. And then the kicker kind of like just edges him out. So it just really separates him from the background. I think the kid got the best ratios, and you know, it's hard to get two people exactly the same. And he was a
wider shot.
He was a little bit farther from the key, so you know, we did what we could.
Things fell off a bit. He's a little softer, a little flatter.
Yeah, and then we get these really cool shadows down here that's coming from that kicker. So the table's just full of, you know, nothing on this birdhouse is square. We built a really fancy one, so I don't know what use this would have been. We got the T-square, but again, I always saw my grandpa with one of those in the garage, and it was just so mysterious.
That's official.
He
If
had,
you have
yeah,
the T-square, then you know things are going down.
yeah. The only thing that would have made it crazier, like the ultimate grandpa tool, is a chalk line. I don't know how that would have come into play, but if there was a chalk line, then we know. My grandpa, I'm pretty sure he's always walking around with a chalk line, saying like, "Want me to lay down the chalk line?" He would do it. So we did a wide and 2 tights. We didn't adjust the lighting too much for the tight. So here's our first tight. Same kicker. We've got our practical in the background and the same key. All I did was move over and move to a tighter lens. And that's it.
Yeah, no, it's looking good, and obviously you're getting that.
I'm pretty sure he hammered on the nail there like so much. We had to tell him to like lightly
Take it
tap.
easy. Yeah, that kind of drives me a little bit nuts in the final piece, but that's my only like issue with this particular
You can
shot.
tell he's not really
hammering it.
because by then he'd hammered it in so many times.
Yeah.
It just pretty much you could just push it in with your hands.
Yeah.
And then the tight of the dad. No, actually his ratios are better in the tight, which of course it's a close up.
Right.
We could adjust it so you see we do get the 1-2 ratio and the background is probably 2 stops lower than any part of his face. So he really comes off the background.
And I think that's a big tip, for anybody who's trying to start out, and especially on a budget. The tighter the shots, the easier they are to control and get the lighting right. Would you say that?
Yeah. I mean, groups, like how you light for 4 people versus 1, you have to use more fixtures, bigger fixtures, more diffusion, So you could light 1 person all day long, especially, it really makes your portrait game strong too if you're going to do headshots because, you just work on lighting a face. That's one of the tricks of the trade, lighting a face. You can
First
light
thing
a face.
to master.
And I'm not going to claim to be some great master at it, but, we sat here and we put the lights and we looked at the image on the monitor. We went into false color trying to get our ratios right. And this is what we ended up with. So that's our 3 shots for this little story. It's presumably a guy who is fostering a child in need, fits the piece. And you go right on through. And our next piece, moving right along, same kind of thing. So one of the things that the client wanted is they wanted to show a lot of diversity. Kids of all different ages and races need fostering, and you don't have to foster a child of the same race that you are.
Right. So, and that was definitely a big thing to really showcase on here is as many different ethnic groups and as many different ages. A lot of people, when they think of adoption and foster care, they think of really young kids, and the need is really the opposite of that. So we learned a lot about that process, just kind of going through this and understanding how to make a story that's going to fit them and actually touch the audience they're trying to reach. And that's what you're seeing here. And also older parents as well. They're saying foster parents who maybe have had kids and now they're out of the home. They wanted to showcase that, they could also be good candidates for foster care.
And then maybe this might be a good time to also talk about our casting process. So our casting process lately has been pretty loose. We just, we talk to friends, we find people, and there is an acting coach near us that, if somebody needs a little bit of help, we can sit them with an acting coach. For these, this kid did amazing. I remember this is actually my buddy, a guy that helps us behind the scenes, my buddy Tavion. This is actually his cousin, so he helped us out.
Stepped right up, fit the role. It was perfect.
And he was super excited to say that he's in a commercial.
Yeah, he did a great job.
So let's take a look at the scene. Let's work backwards this time.
Okay.
So last time we looked at the behind the scenes and we went back. This time let's go from this to the behind the scenes. So just looking at this, we can obviously tell that our key is on the left. We see that there's some kind of a kicker over top, and I even see that there's a practical back here. Now I remember that lamp was there, and it's been a few months since we shot this. When was it when you shot this?
Oh man, I want to say it was February.
It's February, so it's been a little while. So I'm going to ask you, Trevor, to guess, because I doubt you remember.
Yeah, I mean, we turn off all the lights. So if I had to put my money on it, and usually a lamp like that has too much level for us, I'm going to say it's off.
Okay. So you're going to guess that practical's off and that this glow that's coming is from our kicker.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I do remember, when we put up the rim lights, we usually, they can be pretty bright and they can actually create a flare. To me, that kind of looks like that flare, but
Well, there might be a clue over here on the couch because look at that.
Oh, that's true. I do see it over there now.
So let's take a look. The fact that I have, maybe I need to cool it off a little bit, but I have a problem with always using a mixed lighting. I like my hair lights to kind of be that glow. It's almost like I call it like the church lighting. You go in the church, they have those recessed lightings that are yellow, so you see the preacher standing up there, he's got that golden glow. But if you can motivate it, in the scene, there's a light there, just like we did with the drill press. There was a real yellow light. So when I gave him the yellow hair light, it was motivated by the scene. And lately we've done that with Christmas lights and other things like that. Yeah. So let's go ahead and see. We'll go on to the first height and see if that gives us a clue. So you see the keys still coming from the left. We can see the greatest evidence of it right here in his temple area. And of course, her face is well lit up,
and she's faced basically directly into it, so it's real soft and flat on her for the most part.
Which is good for women. You want a lower contrast ratio for women than you do for men. And she's got this. I don't know if this is a television set or a curtain or something that's behind her. I think it's a TV.
Yeah, TV.
But it's separating her out pretty well. So she's not. If this cheek or this cheek were right up against this white wall, I don't think it would be quite as good. I don't know if we just got lucky or if that was by design because I just don't remember. I just remember looking at the monitor and thought I was happy with it, so I
went with it.
I pressed record. So we're
hit that red button and just moved on.
I know for a fact I hit record because we're seeing it, so I must have liked it. And here's the other tight going the other way. Same thing. Key light on the left and the kicker behind him. And same kind of thing. We've got a dark. Now his hair is dark, so we've got this dark couch in the background. So it would have been probably okay. But you see his skin right here separated out just by this little glimmer here. I don't know if that really matters, but
it creates that 3-dimensional.
Yeah, and the shots got we were sliding around. We were getting parallax on all these shots. Every shot's got a little bit of movement. So let's go to the behind the scenes and see. Number one, I want to remember if that practical was on, and I think it was.
Oh, it was.
But it was cool because it was motivating it was motivating this kicker here that we had on the C-stand. And you can see there's that reflection on the couch, a dead giveaway.
That's true.
That's a dead giveaway.
That's a dead giveaway.
And there's Tavion holding the card like he usually is. We're going to see him holding other things.
He was in the last one too.
Yeah, he was. Well, remember, this is his cousin that we cast in the role.
And there you are, behind the camera, staring at it. Crazy hair, crazy eye.
Is that you? Who's that right there?
No, that's the mother's actual daughter.
Oh, wait, yeah. That's not you wearing shorts. I didn't notice.
I mean, I do have a lot of jorts that look like that, but that's not me.
Yeah, I didn't notice that.
I'm the one actually holding the camera, taking this picture, so...
Yeah, you're the one. You're behind the camera. I'm behind the production camera against the A7S II. I think this is me shooting the wide. Mm-hmm. And you can tell...
So what's our key? What's our we get the aperture,
aperture
wide
panels. Yeah, it's just into some diffusion.
Little C-stands. Got 2 C-stands out there.
Also, there's a great deal of light coming in. There's a glass door to the left of the shot here. You can see it on the tile floor. So they're getting some light, and it's not completely. We pulled these shots as that would have just been all blown out behind them there. And just looking around the scene, it's basic 3-point lighting. It's not breaking the mold. Mm-hmm. You go out and you learn the methods and you put them to use. And if you start there, you probably get a pretty good image. And I'm a firm believer that you should go by the book first before you start trying to be a maverick.
Yeah, master the rules before you start breaking them.
Yeah, some people, they take a lot of pride in being guerrilla filmmakers, but they do that right from the get.
Right, they don't really understand what they're doing.
Learn the fundamentals. I think with YouTube and the way things are now, there's a great resurgence of people learning a lot of techniques, putting them to use, and that's where we are.
Right.
And we're just trying to get the best image we can. Let me see, before we move on to the next little story, if there's any other behind the scenes. There we go. This is me shooting his tight. And I wanted to compress the background as much as I could, so I actually jumped on a 70-200. And that's the Sony G Master 2.8.
2.8.
Pimping it out big. Great lens. And you can see, so we have our diffusion on the C-stand. Obviously, that aperture panel would be right out here. I don't think Tavion was doing much. I think he was just kind of standing by watching because I don't think that was giving us much bounce. And this whole wall is a bounce.
Yeah, kind of a bounce. That 2.8 might be the most valuable piece of equipment that was on set that day.
I mean, what did they go for?
It's more expensive than that camera.
Yeah, but we had so usually with us we have two A7S2s, an A7 III. At this point, we have I don't know if the A7 III was even out.
No,
at this
it wasn't
point.
out when we shot this.
So we didn't have it yet. And then I had two A6500s and you had one. So at one time we just had like a ton of Sony cameras. We kind of gotten rid of some and we picked up an A7 III.
But that's really for the wedding work that we do.
That's correct.
Separate brand.
Maybe we'll have to do behind the
We're
scenes
gonna have
on
to
the
do some
wedding.
behind the scenes on weddings. This is all published, by the way, through Ideal Impact Media. You'll see that little sticker on one of our cases on the bottom right there.
Right there.
Ideal Impact Media.
So that's our company. That's our front facing to our clients. We are Ideal Impact Media, and that's who people contact to hire for work. Let me see if there's any other behind the scenes real quick if I want to go. So this I'll just pull this one up. This will be the last one before we move on, and this is the other tight. So this is the tight going on to her. You see not much has changed, but you see here we did. I think I wanted a little texture because I think you can see these pencils go by in the slide right here.
Oh yeah, we added those.
So I added this.
Yeah,
to raise
keep
that
making it higher and higher.
Tavion, I think, is
Hiding.
He's trying to make me laugh, which he usually does a pretty good job at. He's my workout partner at the gym too, so I barely get any work done at the gym either because he's just making me laugh the whole time. So yeah, that's it. That's how we did it, and let's move on to the next little piece here. What is the next one? Let's see.
To call home while their family situation is stabilized.
Oh wow, here we go in the car. So everyone asks, did you remove that windshield?
Well, I don't really remember. Now, of course, you don't forget something like that. You be the judge.
Let's
go by the honor system here. Put in the comments before you watch the rest.
Yeah.
Do you think we removed the windshield or not? Now, be honest. Because
before we show you the behind the scenes.
We know people are going to be lying down there. Like, I know what you did. I knew it before you told us. So I guess we'll go ahead and tell them. Let's play on this one, let's go ahead and let's play it. And no, let's look at the behind the scenes first. How do you think about that?
Yeah, see if you have them queued up because this one's going to be in a different spot.
Well, yeah, and it would be tougher to look at this and figure out what we did behind the scenes because this was we were pretty proud of what we did here because the agency we're working for wanted this scene. And we told them, shooting through a car windshield. And I actually am not seeing the behind the scenes for this. So let me open up another folder here.
They were really adamant because, just like I mentioned, they wanted to show older foster kids. And one of the biggest things, obviously, that an older foster kid needs to learn is how to drive. We talked about a few simpler concepts, and they didn't go for it. They said, we really want to see one outside. So Austin ended up pulling it off.
Yeah, they really wanted this scene. We told them like shooting through a car windshield outside, it's gonna be tough. They pushed for it, and I'm glad they did because it actually worked out. So I'm gonna pull the behind the scenes, and this is the only behind the scenes photo I have of this, and you can see the just the
insanity.
the Rube Goldberg machine of equipment we have going on.
There's a bunch
here.
of stuff.
And some of it's edge on up here, so you can't actually even see it all. So first thing that I needed to do was I needed to get all of the glare off of the windshield. So the sun was pretty high up in the sky. It was a little bit later in the afternoon, so it's coming in behind the car.
I may be able to get a few more to you. Let's see here. Yeah, I just found a few more. Let me see if we can coordinate this. Go ahead and keep talking, and let me see if I can.
Okay, so he's going to airdrop me some more behind the scenes photos. He's Tavion here. He's got the slate. Same situation now. I've got the slider just right on the hood of the car. This is all negative fill up here. This is all just black sheets here, just blocking all the light. We got C-stands holding it. We've got people holding it. We've got some bounce coming in through the outside of the car. And if you see some C-stands up here, you can't see the actual light fixtures, but they're actually being boomed in through the sunroof, and that's what's keying our talent on set here.
I need you to cue me up here for Older Max.
All right.
Pull this up. Yeah, no, that was a little bit crazy when it's, just one car. Luckily, we were able to get one with a dark interior, so light wasn't bouncing around quite as much. Definitely helped. A little negative fill on its own.
So, yeah, it was a very interesting shoot, but, we got the image, and I think that despite the challenges, I think this is actually the I think it's the best shot in the piece.
It is. It's, you know.
I mean, we know what went into it, so we're a little bit biased, perhaps. All right, I think I just heard some new behind the scenes coming in. Let me see what we got here. Oh, wow, this looks like a good one. So here you go. So you see a little bit more of all the action going on here. So we've got relatives of the talent hanging out. You see me busting out the slider. You see Colin there holding some of the negative fill. You see the lights coming in through the top.
And this is just in a parking lot in an apartment complex. So, you know.
My apartment complex.
That's right. Well, just being able to have the long lenses on the parts where you can see behind it. Oh, and there I am.
Anybody wondering what Trevor looks like?
Selfie.
That's him right there.
I'm staring directly into the sun. Just trying to show the action.
If you look way over here to the edge, you see that light. That's right on the driver side. And there's just one on the other side doing the exact same thing.
Just the same aperture panels.
Me over here thinking I'm cool with the hat on. Tavion over here. Sure, me and him are cutting up about something.
When you know it's going to be a tough shoot, you put that hat on. Just makes you feel like Superman.
I'm not a big fan of the sun. I don't want my face getting burned.
Oh, so if it's an outside shoot.
Right.
Exterior.
So here we are. That's the machine. That's the machine right there. They got the shot. So now that we've looked at the behind the scenes, let's go ahead and take a look. Let's take a look at the shot. So that's our wide. It's the same setup. It's 2 wides and tight. So let's take a look. We got our sunroof open. We've got our.
You mean 1 wide and 2 tights?
It's 1 wide and 2 tights.
Yeah.
It's always better to have 2 tights.
2 tights and only 1 wide.
I could do without the wide. I'll just take 2 tights.
Just take 3 tights.
Wow. So yeah, this is right through the windshield. Now there was a little bit right here in this area. I'll point it out. I don't care.
What is that? Is that smudge?
See how it's a little blurry right there?
Wow, that's not in post.
You could see my hand holding the camera in reflection right here.
So you did. You blurred it out. You didn't even tell me that.
I cut this out. Colin saw it. I actually sent you guys the first proof with it in there. Nobody said anything. I didn't even notice it. And then I noticed it clear as day. My hand holding the edge of the A7S2 was right here. So I went in post and I rubbed it out, and nobody's ever said anything. Nobody's ever noticed. So it's a little blurry right here,
but it's close to the camera. You would think it's just bokeh.
Yeah, you don't know. They don't know.
They don't know.
Sad. I smudged it out. They don't even know. Sad. So that's what
Trump said when he called us up.
He said,
he saw it.
Yeah, Trump noticed it. He called me up. He's like, I noticed you're fixing your stuff up in post. I get my shots the first time. Sad. But on a serious note, I did that. That works. So this is it. There's still some light obviously coming in through the windows. Can't avoid that. The windows are open and people are outside with bounces. And I'm in over my head. I never shot through a car windshield before. And I knew that, we tried a lot of stuff before we landed on what we did.
Mm-hmm. Putting spots in random places and doing crazy stuff.
I tried to put some spots in the back seat.
Tried to put people back there holding spots.
Yeah, we had people hiding. Actually, you can see a light stand right there.
Is that what that is?
It's the head to a light stand.
Oh man.
So
all sorts of Easter eggs.
Mm-hmm. It's right there. So we tried putting. I don't know what I was thinking.
Why is it still there?
Moving on. So here's the tight. Same thing. There's the aperture panel being boomed in through the sunroof.
And this window actually rolls down, so that's convenient.
Yeah, this one here.
And there's your truck.
My truck is in the back. That's my Toyota Tacoma. Right there. I didn't even think about why that would be there. And there we go.
And one of the individuals in here is actually an actress. She's in a Johnson commercial.
She's in a Johnson & Johnson commercial. She's in a few other commercials. Her mother actually gave me her demo reel. There's a lot of stuff on there. It was when she was much younger. She was like a baby in that commercial. Like she was a little girl. She's still a little girl. She's only 16 years old. But she did a very good job, and her and her mom are very nice ladies. And this is actually a friend of ours that we got in there. His name's Jesse, and he gave a great performance.
Yeah.
Look at this right
Didn't
here.
have previous talent or experience, and we had to, sometimes just expressions is much harder than lines, because you really have to feel it and just kind of tap into that. And he did a great job without overacting.
I remember being outside the window getting this shot, and I kept yelling like, "Okay, if that's a 10, show me a 6."
Yeah, dial it back a little bit.
If that's a 6, show me a 3. And I think this is somewhere around 4.57.
Yeah. Well, whatever it is, it's perfection.
This might be pi.
Pi. Okay.
This 3.41 out to. I had to go through all the decimals before I got the exact.
Okay.
No, he did a good job. We didn't have to do a lot of takes. He did a fantastic job, and that's how we got that shot. Moving on, this shot, the infamous shot.
Yeah, this is a tough one. A lot of people wide.
Well, let's talk about this shot wasn't planned.
Yeah, it wasn't planned at all. This was at the end of a long day too. It was mostly interviews, inside, outside.
It was. So this one, we don't have any behind the scenes of this one, I don't think. So,
no.
But it's okay. We didn't go through the whole thing. We got a look. We did the best we could. There's a couple of those kicker lights up top. There's camera bags back here on the table, and the clients were on set, and they said we really want to get one with everybody, and we were tired, and we said we could plan one out. And I storyboarded all the other shots, actually, the wides and the tights, and I knew exactly what I wanted. This one was completely off the cuff. And I don't totally hate the shot, but I would have loved to get in there and tweak a little bit more. So we're just gonna kind of glaze over this one real quick. We're gonna just gloss over it, and it's the same thing. It's a wide and 2 tights. So there's our wide. There's a couple kickers. Now we do have we had a 4x6 quarter stop diffusion in front of all of these guys, just off camera, and we were shining like 3 or 4
every panel we own
into it to get the level for this many people. But I think it works out. We nailed it. They loved it.
They wanted to show a family, everybody together, and get a few more people, but definitely tougher with the wides.
On Facebook and some of the filmmaking groups, people would point out this shot. There were people that were like, this shot, we got rave reviews on all the other ones. People were very impressed with the image we pulled. But nevertheless, people pulled this one. They said some of the shadows, and it's like, I know we didn't really. I lobbied against this shot, but it made it in, and it works. The close-ups are a little bit better, and this is another infamous shot.
This is a tough one. Outside,
no behind the scenes either.
There's no behind the scenes because you just did this without me. Usually,
this is the second time we shot this twice.
Yeah, first one wasn't what we wanted.
So, on this, I'm using the crane, the June crane. I'm using a 35 millimeter Rokinon lens, and I'm using like a 6-stop ND filter, and I'm shooting log. Because the first time we shot this, it was the toughest thing is outside. And I've got a big 4x6 ultra bounce to the left, bouncing in. There's some sun coming in from the right, and I've got Colin running alongside these guys as I'm running backwards with the crane with just, a weak spot.
Spotlight. He's the Bolson with the battery.
He was so close. I had to keep telling him to get closer. He couldn't tell, when am I in the shot? When am I in the shot? And I'm shooting 4K, so if he gets in a little bit, I can punch in and get him out. So I just had him in there, and you can see. Let me see if I can find it. You can see a little bit of shadow from that spotlight. And then, so this shot, and then in post, when I was coloring this shot, because I shot this S-Log, so it was very flat.
The other ones you shot in EOS HD, right?
They were all EOS HD except for this, because we needed the dynamic range, or outside we didn't have the control to light it the way we did. But I masked out their faces, and I brightened up the faces to get the contrast ratios right. So I spent a lot of time in post getting these shots where I wanted them. I think right here. Yeah, let's check it out.
Yeah, there it is.
There's the shadow for the spot right there. So we're just trying to get them up. I wanted them bright. I wanted them to pop off the background. I wanted to be very cinematic. And the close-ups are much easier. So you see, I've got a lot of level coming in from that ultra bounce. It's probably like a foot from his face.
Yeah, plus they're not moving.
They're not moving. So yeah, I kind of simulated the movement. You see his feet are not moving, and he's just standing on the bike, and I'm moving with the crane to kind of create the motion from the prior shot. I was going to play it.
Can be the difference in a child's life. We need more individuals willing to open their hearts and homes by becoming foster parents.
And this is the only one that goes back to a final wide. This is the final shot in the piece. And we're sending the piece home with this one. So we had our wide and 2 tights, and then we had our riding off into the sunset.
Right, final wide to really bring it all in.
And I'm just pedestaling up with the crane, that same lens. And I'm trying to keep, I stopped way down because there's no way I'm going to be able to follow focus this. And it's not completely in focus.
Yeah.
I'm doing my best. And it looks pretty good.
Parents. To learn more about how you can help the children in our community, contact Brevard Family
You
Partners.
see, as he gets a little bit closer, you know, he's getting out of that focus plane.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, he's moving. And the client loved the piece. We're very happy with it.
Yeah, very successful. This was part of 2 pieces. So this was the shorter piece for Instagram, some of the social media, but also to be played in churches, really just kind of drive it home before something else went on at events. And then there was a longer piece that had interviews and additional B-roll and some exterior stuff. But this one had the real key B-roll, highly produced, well-controlled, and really took us out of our comfort zone. It's really the first piece that was multiple scenes, being very well professionally lit.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm pleased with it. That's our piece for Brevard Family Partnership. It's successful. It continues to be successful for them. They're having a great reception from their I don't know if I want to call them clients, but they're
Right. Stakeholders.
they're fosters. They're foster parents. They're people that they have
the audience they're trying to reach.
taking care of these kids. So before this, we'll talk a little bit. You know, we were doing a lot of weddings.
Right.
We still do a lot of weddings.
That's right.
We had a wedding yesterday.
Last night.
We did a same-day edit.
Same day edit. Now you tell me, what is a same day edit?
A same-day edit is where we go to film the wedding, and you know we're doing a 6 to 8 minute short film, which is our main deliverable for our clients. We usually also include a full cut of the ceremony. But the same-day edit add-on is where we actually complete a 2.5 minute highlight on site
That day.
We bring a projector and a screen out, and we show it to everybody. The couple gets to watch it live, and when that video, when they watch that and it says "You may now kiss the bride," everybody cheers at that moment at the wedding. Well, when we show that part in the video, everybody cheers again, except for now the bride and the groom. They get to be a part of that.
Right, they get to be in the audience, not just be up there in the moment when everything's flying by them. They really experience it. And so what is a 12-hour day for us also includes a long edit session by you. I've never done it. And now, you're making it look easy. How did yesterday go?
So I finished the same day edit an hour before we're supposed to show the film. But it's like the first one we did was like that too. Like the very first time we were doing the same day edit. And you shouldn't, if you're out there and you're filming weddings, you probably shouldn't promise a same day edit. So what we did was we said, well, we'll try it and it'll be free to the bride.
It'll be a surprise.
They hired us to do our regular thing. So,
Yeah.
they're expecting 6-8 weeks are going to see the wedding video. So, but we secretly know. And we talked about it with the planner.
Can we pull this off?
And the DJ. So they said, okay, we're going to try to surprise the bride with this, but we don't know if we can do it. So I started doing it, and we did it. We knocked it out. And that one came together pretty easy. It was my second same day edit where I was like down
Things
to the
were a
minute.
little tougher, yeah.
And I swear, it's either like that or it comes together right away.
But the second one, is that not where the guy passed out?
That is true.
We had a heart attack in the middle of the ceremony.
Yeah, we had a wedding where somebody keeled over in the wedding. Not the bride or the groom, but a guest. But the groom was a firefighter.
Came to save the day.
He totally came to save the day. And if we're gonna keep talking, people are just gonna be calling these people up, getting some kids, man. I'm gonna keep it on this shot. But yeah, no, we had he was a firefighter, so he stopped his own wedding, runs out there, starts doing CPR, and he was a firefighter from a couple counties away. He was a Polk County firefighter, for you Florida residents that know the counties, and we're in Brevard County, so he was getting married in Brevard County. So he started, then the Brevard County guys showed up, they took over, and they got the guy stabilized, and he was fine. They took him out, and the groom dusted himself off, stood back up there. You may now kiss the bride. He got married, all that.
But that's not the only place we saved the day, because by that time
It was an outdoor
it was an outdoor ceremony.
And
there
it was
was no lighting. And by the time, because of this 15-20 minute delay of this man going down, he ended up being okay. The sun had gone down. It was completely dark, which means no one would have been able to really see the bride and groom, but also we wouldn't have been able to record anything if we hadn't brought the panels and the spotlights and everything we needed to get the job done. And photographers are very professional. They wouldn't have had an issue, but it would have been a very different experience.
So a photographer pops a speed light on, they're good to go.
Yeah.
For video, you can't do that. So while this was going on, we noticed this is going to eat up like 45 minutes. They're stabilizing the sky, and the sun's going down. So immediately, we knew that, there was a good chance that the wedding was going to resume. So we immediately, ran inside, grabbed lights, started setting up light stands. And when you watch that wedding back, it's not, you can't really, just pull it up. I'll pull up. We can see the difference. I have it here, I think. But after we put our lighting together, you really couldn't tell much of a difference. And we corrected. I did some color correcting too, to kind of save it. So we did a same day edit on that wedding, and obviously we did the main video too. So let's see. The bride's name was Katie. Let's see if I have it here.
And the wedding.
This is. Let's play the same day edit.
Yeah.
So this is the same day edit from.
And that's through Spark 11 Productions.
Right. So we have our own wedding brand that's separate from our commercial brand. Ideal Impact Media is our commercial brand. That's where we do all our commercial projects. And Spark 11 Productions is the wedding brand I started in October 2016. Started filming weddings, and that was you joined onto that, and then we created Ideal Impact Media and decided that, for branding purposes, it was better to have a wedding brand. Mm-hmm. So that way brides are coming to it. They're not seeing commercial work. They're not seeing this and that. They're just seeing weddings, and it's a concise, clear message. And then, people that are looking for commercial work, they're serious business people. They're not coming on seeing, oh, these are the wedding guys. So they get to see exactly what they're looking for. Mm-hmm. And it just tidies up the message. So let's play the same day. It's about 3 minutes long. Let's just, I'm going to turn the volume down. We'll just commentate through this. So.
Yeah. This is at the zoo.
This is at the Brevard Zoo. And we talked about him being a firefighter.
Right.
So you see, he was getting married in...
full regalia.
Yeah, so this isn't what they wear when they go into burning buildings.
No.
This is what they wear...
For fancy occasions.
No, I think they wear this normally, but they might be doing like a house call if somebody's injured. They don't need to be wearing like a mask and a tank and all that. They gear up for that.
I'm not that familiar.
I'm talking out completely. Trevor, I'm talking out my ass here.
Yeah,
I don't know what they do.
But I'm the one that actually recorded this part. We actually split up for a large portion of the wedding.
For same day edits, you'll go with the guys,
right?
And I'll go with the girls.
Mm-hmm. And this was at a house. It was around Christmas. That's why that Christmas tree is back there. And it was not set up to be shot in at all. So I did the entire thing on the 85, kept it as tight as possible.
This is an 85 millimeter lens?
85 millimeter, yeah. Almost the entire thing is a monopod in 85.
And you're on the A7S2?
A7S2.
Okay, so...
man that my daughter is enamored of. And not long after that...
It's like our signature shake up the groom.
Signature shake.
Okay, so now we're going over to the girls. So this is me, and they had a Christmas tree also. Because it was
what do you think? Yeah,
it was Christmas.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure Santa was around somewhere. So got them popping the champagne.
Wow.
I'm using that Christmas tree to maximum effect.
Oh yeah. Look at those lights.
Yeah, I would like to point out though that new Christmas lights are LEDs.
Yeah.
They have a flicker. They're hard to film. It's not like the old ones because you see.
Is it flickering?
Do you see that line right there going across? Watch it, it moves. That's an artifact of the LEDs. So there's some makeup going, slow motion, some bride prep action. So I put a spotlight back there, by the way.
I didn't like the groom at all.
Well, it's really
groom prep.
It's really more something I do for the brides because we got hairspray going on.
And your session's usually a lot longer than mine. The groom doesn't like me hanging out with them for more than 20 or 30 minutes usually. Actually, that's everybody.
Yeah.
They generally just throw me out.
Like,
you're there for what, 3 hours getting this prep?
Hanging out. I enjoy the girl talk. So
yeah.
I can hold my own with them. I'm very comfortable in that situation.
Yeah.
So you see, and this is I'm going to give a shout out to Crystal with Bella Chic. If you're getting married and you're getting makeup, I also did her commercial.
Check that out on Spark 11.
When I show up to shoot bride prep and she's the makeup artist,
You know it's going to be good.
I know I'm gonna have fun because I'm like, hey, Crystal, you want to sling some powder around? She'll be like, yeah, I do.
And you freak out until you get this shot and the hairspray shot.
Yeah.
You're a mess.
So I want to. She's flicking. She's doing. There's no bride in the chair. She's standing in front of that spotlight doing that just for me.
Just for you.
And there she is at work. She's really, really good.
Oh, here we go.
Me laying on my back. So this is always a point. I do this shot a lot.
How do you not get liquor and beer spilled all over you?
It's really a funny situation because all these bridesmaids are they're wearing robes, and it's always like this.
And
I always say like, "What are you guys wearing under there?" And then they're always like, "Why is he asking me that?" I'm like, "I'm gonna be laying down." So I always have them stand way back and put their hands way forward because I'm literally laying on my back at their feet.
Yeah.
And they're just
trying
wearing,
to not look up there.
Yeah, I mean, it would be pretty obvious if I was actually trying to do that. So I've never had anybody get uncomfortable. It's more of like it's like a funny like moment. Like, hey, I'm gonna be laying down here, so just walk up slow and
reach way out.
Reach way out.
And then,
Oh man, little slider.
I'm
Little
telling
tilt.
you, I pimped those Christmas lights way out. Focus pull on the dress.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so here's another thing with this one. I actually went to the dress shop when she bought her dress.
No, you cheated.
Well, and I had to sit on this footage for 6 months. I couldn't like release it anywhere because
No one had seen it.
The groom could see the dress.
Oh yeah, it's unlucky.
The groom can't see the dress, dude.
That's right. It's bad luck.
Dude, the worst. They can't see it.
It's all about the dress.
So this was LA Bride. This is the old LA Bridal. It's now
changed names. Nicole Marie Bridal.
And we did a commercial for them.
The Avenue. That's right. And it's playing in the movie theater and all over the place.
Mm-hmm. So she said yes to the dress at LA Bridal. Now, Nicole Marie Bridal.
Dan, I think, is just wonderful. I love the fact that he's.
I love Dan, too.
firefighter,
This is the same day edit. This is the
the same
one
day
you
edit.
showed the day of.
This bride right here
Yeah.
got to watch this. She got to watch her wedding video on her wedding day. This was on Facebook before we left
The
it.
night of.
And I'm going to tell you what, because of that whole thing with the guy having a heart attack during her ceremony, you can imagine your wedding day, you're waiting. This means a lot to these girls, means a lot to these guys. And they're worried, like, did my wedding day just get ruined? And it kind of took her out. But then when she saw the same day edit and we blended it perfectly, I'm telling you, it brought it back.
Yeah.
That gives me great comfort.
I mean,
I'm
all of the
sorry.
wedding professionals. Melanie Page was the planner. She crushed it. She coordinated the professionals at the zoo. Tony Stabile was there. Michael Van Ness was the DJ. He crushed it. He made sure, when you have the right team around you for a wedding, I'm telling you, it makes all the difference.
That's true. You have a bad DJ, a bad photographer, a bad wedding planner, your video is going to be terrible.
Yeah, and
no
Jeff
matter
Carr,
how good the videographers are.
Jeff Carr Photography was a photographer on this wedding. Also crushed it. Worked with us. We worked with him. Made sure. So here we are. So you see, it's very bright. There's
Yeah,
Jeff.
right now the
shout
sun is
out.
up.
Hold on, I got a shout out to my boy here. It's my homie, right?
Jeff Carr.
Jeff
right
Carr
there.
Photography, right there. He's the man. All right. The officiant in this case, he's not a regular wedding vendor. He's actually the father of the groom.
Yes.
Sort of slider shot from behind the. It was a little dark. You see me up there with the crane, actually.
Yeah. Here we go.
And
That's
there's
great.
a
Nice
shot.
soft
There's you
light.
back there with that slider shot.
There I am.
Yeah, you're down there. There's a slider.
Trying to figure out how to expose for that.
Yeah, it's tough because they're coming out of a shadow there at the zoo.
In the straight sun.
So you see, and now look how dark it is.
Now it's dark.
So if we hadn't brought these, so we've got lights out here. If we hadn't brought these out, this would be completely
Complete
dark.
darkness.
Yeah, I mean, or it would
Even
at
on the
least be,
A7S, it would just be noise.
it would be as dark as that at least, or this over here. Still a little bit of light hitting that, but keep in mind that's out. I'm shooting zoomed way in telephoto. That's way
Right.
out there.
That's
So
100 yards out.
they're still under they're on the deck. So we brought the lights out there. So I did a fade to black here to kind of cover it.
Make it a little smoother.
Right.
According to the ordinance of God and the laws of the state of Florida,
You see those bugs coming out.
Yeah.
and of the Son,
Those things are monsters.
Holy Spirit. Those
So she's
There it
doing
is.
okay. She's doing okay. I remember this is after now that the
Ooh,
guys had
that's
the
a
heart
good
attack.
angle.
The way we shoot this is this 70 to 200.
70 to 200. That's probably at 190 or 200
And
right
actually, this center shot is an A6500.
there. Yeah.
And that's a 70 to 200 over on what I call the bride side, which is the side that faces the bride.
Right.
And then this is groom side, 7200, 2.8.
But the way the lights are set up there, that's just beautiful. Because you're actually getting some rim light too.
That's a little bit of the sun still
Peeking
popping up
through there.
Yeah, but it was pretty dark.
But the sun is off to their right there. That's why you're able to get it,
It
from
is
this angle.
right, exactly.
This is during the formals. So you're off editing. As soon as that ceremony ends.
That's true. So while you were out in the zoo, so
That's
at the
right.
Brevard Zoo,
it was pitch black because they turn all the lights off for the animals.
So you brought a panel with you.
I brought one panel. Sarah came out with me.
And Jeff was out there.
And Jeff. I mean, Jeff was really getting what he needs.
Was she shooting with? Did he bring strobes out there, or was he just using speed lights?
Huge strobes.
But those don't help you any.
No.
No. So he's out there with strobes. So while this was going on, I'm back. Now, I shot their engagement session too. We did it at a firehouse. It was really, really cool. I lit this next scene. So this was not shot at the wedding, but I cut it into their same day edit. This was at a firehouse in Polk County. This shot is completely lit with a fire truck.
Wow.
There's no other light.
Cheating again. So you have 2 shots that were put into this one, but this is also a longer than normal same day edit. Because you got a few,
little bit.
You got a few extra.
This is the only same day edit where I had some footage to go on prior to the same day edit.
But this was the craziest one.
It was. So this was cool. I shot this. It's that silhouette effect. Is the headlight of the fire truck. Now, if you ever get to light a scene with a fire truck, highly recommend it.
Yeah.
You might consider buying one. Just bring it with you.
Well, I've been trying to
You can get
save
all of your gear into it. You can get all your lighting into it, but then not use any of it.
Can I put my budget for my next piece? We're just going to put fire truck. $150,000.
Maybe we should get 2.
2. Okay. 2 fire trucks.
One to light. Yeah.
The other fire truck.
Right. That's another.
Oh yeah, this was another one. I was there when you were doing this.
This bride kind of got special treatment.
She got a lot of special treatment because her brother.
See, little known fact, her brother is Michael Van Ness.
Michael Van Ness, the one and only.
He was a DJ.
DJ Michael Van Ness.
He's
entertainer,
one of
magician.
He's one of DJ Shane Entertainment's DJs. DJ Shane, big name in the area.
So Michael Van Ness wanted some special shots of the rings.
You know,
for
Michael
his
Van Ness
sister.
dabbles in everything. So what did he do? He went out and bought himself a 5D Mark IV and like a 70-200 2.8 and some other lenses because he's at weddings all the time DJing and he sees these photographers.
Getting jealous.
What is this guy doing?
He's just like, man, I think I could do that.
He's not the only DJ I know that has that exact camera and lens that brings it around.
So this looks easy.
So he's like, hey, we're doing my sister's wedding. Why don't you come over and I'll get the rings and we can do some stuff. And he's a firefighter. We'll light some stuff on fire. I'm not going to say no to that. And then you showed up.
I showed up. I don't know what I did. I think I actually did take some behind the scene photos, but I don't know where they are.
So we'll watch it again.
Oh man. What is that? What are you burning back there?
A little secret sauce,
magician, little secret magician stuff.
You know what it is it's flash paper, which you can buy at a magic shop. Magicians use it. Have you ever seen Wedding Crashers? You ever seen when Vince Vaughn's character is out there doing like balloon animals? This is Make Me a Clown. Another scene, he's doing magic tricks and he lights the thing on fire and there's a coin there.
Oh yeah.
It's that same stuff.
Okay.
And then there's something that you can buy called a sparkle additive. You can put that on it and it does that sparkle. So this it probably goes under different names. It might just be like gunpowder. I have no idea.
You put this on a mirror and you did it a handful of times and you're like, oh, it's not going to do anything to that mirror. This fire.
Did it mess up the mirror?
Yeah, it did.
Oh, well.
I do remember that.
Michael Van Ness's mirror.
Oh my goodness. Well, are you flying? What is this?
That shot's actually in reverse, believe it or not. That was at the fire station still. And it was getting dark because you saw the next shot that I shot with just the fire truck. It was pitch black by then.
Are you on a ladder? Are you on a fire truck ladder?
No, I'm
driving
flying
around.
a Mavic Pro.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
It's in reverse. There's another shot. We smoked it up with those rings in that fire.
Oh, man. Look at that reflection. And there it is. Spark 11 Productions.
And the crowd goes wild.
The crowd goes wild. They went nuts.
That was the same day edit, dude.
Yeah, well, this has gone really long, so we need to wrap it up so that people can get through all of this. Is there any final words you want to get out there?
Well, I'd like to discuss world peace, but I don't think now's the time.
No, now's not the time. Talk about where we're headed with this channel, what people need to expect.
So we're obviously very busy people. We probably got 6 or 7 commercials out right now that we can do this with.
Yeah.
So we'll go over some of our other work. We didn't actually intend to go over the same day edit, but I think it was good. We'll give people a substantial little chunk of stuff to watch. I think we've gone nearly an hour.
Yeah.
And that's what we'll do. You know, we'll talk about production. You guys can learn from us. We can learn from you. You know, we
want to hear your thoughts. Engage with us. We're going to have, there's going to be Check 2 Studios, the YouTube channel, the podcast. You'll find us on various places on Facebook and Reddit.
If this is coming to you as a podcast, there's a video to go along with it on YouTube and vice versa. If you're listening to this on YouTube, or if you're seeing this video on YouTube and you see, oh wow, this is an hour, I don't have time to watch it, check it out on the podcast. Listen to it while you're driving. Listen to it while you're working out.
Yep.
Listen to it while you sleep.
Yeah, we want to hear about what you think. Mostly, why you think Austin's an idiot and I'm a genius.
My voice is the kind of voice you could sleep to. Just listen to it while you're asleep. Also, doing the podcast like this, real intimate.
Man, you just can't get enough of these mics.
We bought the best mics.
So we'll tell you this: we blew our entire budget on these mics. So we really need your help in us growing this this bad boy. But definitely engage with us. Check us out. And we'll be coming around. We also are going to be entering a documentary into a film festival. So we'll keep you up to date on that. And we'll definitely be doing behind the scenes. So stay tuned.
All right. Good night, everybody. We will catch you on the flip side later. Check 2 Studio. Shoot first and ask questions later.